Howdy, howdy, and meowdy! Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone it may be. I'm having a rather nice Sunday morning myself. And as per usual, we are playing more Final Fantasy XIV today. We are roughly halfway done-ish with base Heavensward. We should reach the vaults today, and then we're going to get depressed with that cutscene afterwards. But we start out with the Moogles, because it's Moogle time. It'd be fun getting to play with Moogles for a bit. I think we'll actually do the our current Darknet quest first. So let's tab right on in and go get our gap closer, because that'll be useful. Dark Knight and then Moulay. My man Sid. So a great spirit dwells within Riel, if that shaman is to be believed. We need answers, Pennifer, and I can think of no one better to ask than those who commune with spirits regularly. I speak of Gridania's conjurers, who can hear the voices of the Trollsword, or so it is said. It's just as well. Frey told me she had an aptitude for their arts. What had taken him moons to learn, she mastered in days. Sometimes these talents run in the family, he said. Mayhap her ancestors were conjurers after a fashion. Whatever the reason, there is no guarantee it is related to what the shaman said or why the Temple Knights wish her dead. If past experience is any indication, they will be tracking us the moment we leave the city. It's not a question of if they will attack us, but when. But you will be ready for them, I see. Then let us be off. The road should be safe so far as Camp Dragonhead. Let's use the dog. The good puppo. They're close. I can feel it. Stay with Riel. I'm going to scout out the road to the observatorium. Follow at a distance. If they come, do whatever it takes to see her safely inside the walls. Good. That's a promise. Let us slay. cool to attack a child. An innocent, harmless child. It's cringe. You Temple Knights are being cringe. Oh boy, more of you. To be cringe? Yeah, I don't care if I'm meddling. You guys want to go? Let's go. Yeah, run off, you cowards. Jennifer, thank the gods you're alright. Gah. I should have known they would strike when we were apart. Their search on territory with reinforcements ere long. We must press on south into Gridanian territory. Until we reach the city proper, we cannot be assured of safety. We leave now, Riel. You can rest once we reach Steelglade Fane. Whoosh. Greetings, Jennifer. How may I be of service? A great spirit, is it? If it please, I would examine this girl myself. It is the very least I can do for one who has ever been a friend of the Twelvewood. Ah, but where are they? Apologies for our late arrival. Riel grew tired and I had to carry her part of the way. could have kept walking. Our burdens need not be our own, child. There is no shame in sharing the weight. Who's the boy? Aha. I am Brother Izumiyan, master of this guild, and though you will labor to believe it, young man, I am several times your age. You must be Riel. Pennifer has told me all about you. Pray come closer and take your ease. I ask that you close your eyes and listen to my words. Breathe deep. Feel the myriad life around you. Be as one with the world. Well... The Vanu shaman spoke true after a fashion. Her spiritual presence belies her years. It is clearly not the product of training, rather an innate power with which she radiates, akin to that of the elementals or the Drovanians. You can't be serious. She's just a girl. Yes, she is. A very special girl. Mayhap you are familiar with the tale of the boy and the dragon gay? Favorite book? Easily. No. Oh, of course Sid's not gonna read. Hardly surprising. The Archbishop declared it a heretic's tale, and with good cause. It is a corruption of an older legend in which a man partakes of dragon blood and, in doing so, becomes one himself. Rumor has it that heretics hold such rituals for this very purpose, and if there is truth in such tales, perchance she has ingested the blood of an ancient dragon. What? She's not some half-crazed lunatic. I make no accusations, only offer a possible explanation. Moreover, who's to say that she did so knowingly? You? Excuse me, pray forgive me. I did not mean to cause you distress. You have nothing to fear, my child, for you are in perfect health and blessed with 2 loyal guardians. Would that others could say the same. I think Freya would benefit from a brief respite before returning to Ishgard, unused to the rigors of the road as she is. Why not show her to the Carline canopy, and eel pie can do wonders for the soul. We thank you for your time. Honestly, an eel pie does sound kinda good. Not exactly my first choice of food, but I'd be down to clown on some eel. Also, chat, if you've noticed that I am currently playing by myself, my stream buddy Igni is sick right now. Hope he gets better soon. And so today it's just gonna be me. Fairy tales and fantasies? This is what he has to offer us? Heretics, I understand, but I expected better from the bloody hell of the Conjurers Guild. And you, why didn't you speak up for yourself? Riel. There are no windows, just walls of stone with little cracks to tempt your fingers and iron bars cold as an ice. I couldn't tell when it was raining, whether it was day or night. She didn't say I drank blood, all she said was, "It's better this way." At least, if they catch me, they'll just kill me this time. Can I finish my apple? Go ahead. It's not a sin if someone made you do it. I didn't. I won't let them hurt you. I know. You want another one? No, thank you. Right then. Keep an eye on her until she's finished eating, would you? I could do with some fresh air. Thank you for waiting with me, Jennifer. Shall we go and find Sid? Well, I've had my fill of the forest. Back to Ishgard then. I think Riel and I can manage on our own for now. Shall we? And this should unlock another Dark Knight quest, because this put us up at 56. What is our level 56 ability? Ooh, that, yes. You actually get a spicy button. It is, though, pretty cringe that they removed damage off of the gap closer, so it's just yeet, and not yeet in pain. That was a blessedly uneventful journey. Mayhap the Temple Knights were still nursing the injury you gave them. Riel was worried they might try to ambush you on the road, but I assured her you would be fine. I must apologize, Pennifer. For all you have done for us, I fear I have yet to adequately recompense you. I will continue to share with you what skills I can. Alas, I fear we near the limits of my knowledge. Wabam! Shadow Stride! Let's go. I've been thinking. The Padjaw likened real spiritual presence to that of a Dravanian, hence why he suggested she had partaken of dragon blood. Regardless of the cause, if she does hold some affinity with dragons, she will never be safe here on Ishgard. If being the operative word, of course. We need to know for certain, which means we must parley with the Dravanian. It will not be easy, I realize. The Dravanians are not wont to entertain outsiders, especially ones hailing from Ishgard. You have spoken with their leaders? Beg pardon? I did not think you would so readily admit it. Well, well. Pray lead the way, Pennifer. I get that at 60. What's the 58 ability? There's a level 58 ability. Okay. 58 might be a no, not a trade or nothing. Let's visit Vidofnir or Dragon Friend. Thou keepest curious company, mortal. I see. Though I trust in thy words, thy companions are unknown to me. Token, then, for them to declare their intent. I would have them gather up Grun Alm in Avalonia Fallen and bring it to me. But where are the beasts which are drawn by their fragrance? Right then, gathering flowers for a dragon, no point in questioning it. Uriel and I will search the lands north of here together, you can take the south. Okie dokie. I should find a beanie and a skirt to go with this outfit, and then it would be more like my VTuber. Now there's some beanies I can get on the market board. Such fragile, fleeting creations. Bring them close, mortal, that I might breathe deep of their essence. That which passeth into death liveth on in memory. One prepareth now her the journey, bid farewell to her and mourn, find the answer thou seekest. Oh, that's kinda sad. Let me linger a while longer, hunter. Soon my soul shall take wing. I shall miss this. Fedora bade you come to me? His scent entwined. Ah, I see it now. We seek no quarrel, O Ancient One, only answers. Come forward, child. There you are, my beloved. How long hath it been since we soared through the mists? What did you say? Silence, Dark One. He liveth on in you, child. The blood of my beloved floweth strong in thy veins. Yet, mingled as it is, 'twas not thee who partook of his essence. Were it not so, thou wouldst have been overcome. Thy progenitors drank deep to spur their own becoming. Then it's true, and the Temple Knights knew. Then they will never stop. They cannot, even if we flee Ishgard. If we could but harness the abyss. Thou speakest strange, Dark One. What dost thou seek? Ho, shrouded in thy rancor, thou standest apart from thy charge. The folly of youth. Even the tiny beings who frolic in the midst of Somaal know a better way. What? Who? No more, Dark One, no more. Farewell, child. Fly free for us. Goodbye, and thank you. There's not more for us here to Ishgard. Oh right, the next Dark Knight quest will have Cid meeting the Mughals, and that doesn't go terribly well. But it's funny. But now that we finished this, we can go do MSQ and meet the Mughals ourselves. This changes nothing. I swore an oath to protect her, and I mean to uphold it, no matter the cost. But these are the knights who would defy the will of Halone. She's found us. My lady surely knows she will find few friends here. Blessed are we who abide in her grace, for we shall never be forsaken. One day I, Istri de Calignon, shall walk in her halls, and you shall answer for your deeds. Will you stand before her and claim that you are righteous, that it was just to take so many lives in defense of that? Oh, don't you dare call Rael an abomination, you prick. Repent of your sins, and she's not an it either. You're a freak. The fairy may yet spare your souls. So yours is the righteous cause? To condemn a girl to death for her parents' deeds. This is the will of Halone. You know, that's why I don't like religion. If you will not see reason, even with full knowledge of the facts, then I make to you a final offer. Submit to a trial by combat. Survive and you may go in peace, fall and... Again, don't call her an itch, you prick. Refuse, and I will put this tavern to the torch at the heads of every man, woman, and child here. Anyone who dares harbor you will suffer the same here or elsewhere, this I swear to you. Would that we could settle this here and now, but I'd wager your men at the door take offense. As you wish, my lady, you shall have your trial. Oh boy, do I get to slaughter her for being a prick? Being so rude? Oh. I should have had them cut out your... Oh. Gross. I hate you. Riel, what in the seven hells is going on? She told them to take me. She said I wasn't hers, that I was... Why didn't you tell me this is all your mother's doing? I bled for you. Frey died for you. We had a right to know. I didn't mean for... God's dang it all. Leave us, Pennifer. I need time to think. Okay, and off we go to frolic with the Mughals in Mogholm. I'm sure Estinian's gonna have a fun time with Les Mughals. Now that we have scaled the mountain, there remains the problem of finding Hreisvelger himself. What manner of creature is that? It's a fluffy, wuffy Moogle friend. Pennifer, do my eyes deceive me, or was that a Moogle? It was my understanding that they only dwelled within the Heavensward. I certainly never expected to see one in the churning mists. If the Moogle doesn't live here, however, he may know where Hreisvelger makes his lair. Quickly now, before we lose the creature completely. Yeah, God, I hate this zone. It's massive. It's so absurdly massive. Trying to get the Aether Currents is going to suck. Which one's the closest one again? East. So in here, I think. Bah, he's gone. Jennifer, we must widen our search. Yeah, it's nice that there's only 4 currents now to claim, but this zone is... it's just massive. Probably not gonna get all the currents before we leave the zone. Okay, it's probably up top. I'll have to go up there after. I have heard tales of these Mughals, but 'tis the first time I've ever laid eyes on one. They are rather adorable, aren't they? What? Why do you stare at me so? Can I not find a creature adorable? I heard it's not truly made of ice. I mean, yeah, the Mughals are really cute. Silly little buggers. I see no evidence of this Mughal of yours. Are you certain it was the trick of the light? Mayhaps 'twas simply one of these strange plants shifting in a breeze. My vision may suck, but I know a Mughal when I see one. There is no sign of a Mughal in the area. I'm sure I glimpsed the Mughal fleeing in this direction. Could he be concealing himself with magic? Ooh, weapon. Slight improvement, but slight improvement is an improvement regardless. Confound it. Could we but enlist the aid of one of the local Mughals, I'm certain Hraesvelgr would not elude us for long. Though the eye enables me to sense the presence of dragons, I can only identify Nidhogg's with any certainty. We could wander the mists for days and not know if we were any closer to his brood brother. And those are days we cannot well afford to squander. Shall we divide our forces then? Lady Yssael, might I ask you to question any dragons whom you judge it safe to approach? I shall try, yet I fear the influence of Nidhogg's rage will render most of the Dravanians in the area deaf to reason. And what of you, Master Alphinaud? I have not yet given up on the Mughals. Pennifer, come with me to Gridania. I mean to petition the aid of the Mughals kin in the Twelveswood. After that business with Moggle Mog, good King Moggle Mog, good King Mog. I dare say they will be glad to help us. Assuming you have no need of me, I shall remain here. Nidhogg senses both the loss of his consort and the coming of the Eye, and his attention is firmly fixed in this direction. I mean to do what I can to hold his gaze in the hope that I might delay any action against Ishgard. Thank you, Estinian. Come then, Pennifer. Let us make haste for Gridania and rendezvous at Nofrika's altar. Ah, but I neglected to tell you. There is an 8th rite of ancient construction here which should make the return journey rather less arduous. Pray do not forget to use it. sent word to the Elder Seedseer upon arriving in Gridania, and I am pleased to report that she has agreed to grant us an audience. If anyone can help us to contact the 12 Wood Moogles, it is she. We are expected at the Lotus Stand. I trust you're familiar with the Conjurer Station at its entrance. I bid you welcome, friends. The Admiral spoke of having met with you, but 'tis no less of a relief to see you safe and hale with mine own eyes. We humbly thank you for agreeing to receive us upon such short notice, my lady, and for all you have done for us in our absence. Would that it were solely to express our gratitude that we came to you this day. Alas, the tides of battle yet dictate our comings and goings, Elder Seedseer. We would beg your wisdom in a matter that may finally bring an end to the Dragonsong War. Speak on, friend. I see. So you seek a means to contact these Moogles of the Churning Mists. Kupopopo. I say Kupo. Greetings, Kuplokop. To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I was struck by the sudden urge to bring you some fruit, Con-E, and I'm jolly glad I did. Tell me more about these Moogles in the sky, Kupo. I will gladly tell you all I know, though it amounts to precious little. We encountered a Moogle high in the clouds of Drovania and had hoped that you and your kin in the Twelfth Wood might agree to facilitate a meeting. Pray correct me if I'm mistaken, Kuplo, but there are legends, are there not, which speak of Moogles who dwell beyond the clouds. Indeed there are, Kupo. Long, long ago, back when the world was still young, they say my ancestors served the gods up in the heavens. Of course, that was before their masters took to bickering like spoiled children. Ah yes, the tale of good King Mogglemog the Twelfth. He is revered for holding fast to a rope of miraculous length that his subjects might climb down from the sky and escape to the world below. Ignoring the more fanciful aspects of the tale, it may well be that Kuplo's ancestors hail from the Churning Mists. Given how long his kin have resided in the Twelfth Wood, it is perfectly possible that the details of their history have faded into myth. Indeed, Master Alphino, such stories oft contain a measure of truth. 'Tis like that the Moogles of the Churning Mists tell similar tales of the world below. I can well imagine why the one you encountered fled at your approach. Oh, fleeing second nature to us. We often hide when the larger races come trampling through the forest. Of course, where there's one Moogle, there's bound to be more. Which is why I've decided to take a trip to the clouds, Kupo. They surely won't be afraid to talk to me. I was hoping you might say that, Master Kuplo. You will accompany us then? Just you try and stop me, Kupo. I'll admit, the thought of venturing outside the 12th Wood is a bit unsettling, but I can hardly refuse a chance to meet my distant cousins. If you will have me, I too will accompany you on this venture and lend my voice to your cause as an ambassador of Gridania. My lady, are you quite certain? How oft has our nation turned to the signs of the seventh dawn in its hour of need? How oft have we asked the Warrior of Light to risk her life to save our own? Full many times I say to you, and never have they refused us. Thus do I choose this day to offer mine aid to our allies for the good of the realm. Is this not just? A most unexpected and most welcome offer, Elder Seedseer. We would be honored by your presence. Like, you guys don't need to worry. She's got the Warrior of Light with her. She'll be safe. We return to the summit and inform our companions of these developments. I will serve as the Elder Seer's guide on the journey back to Somal. It being a path I have already trodden, I do not anticipate any great difficulties. Besides, we shall have the Elder Seer's personal guards escort us. No, that's not the way in. This place is confusing. Well met, Warrior of Light. Nidhogg has not stirred, but he watches us unblinking. Hmm? The Elder Seedseer herself answers your call, then there is naught to do but wait. They are here, Pennifer. Greetings, my friends. I am happy to report that our journey was mercifully uneventful, devoid as the road was of Dravanians. 'Twould seem the dragons have abandoned Somal for the churning mists. Eldest Seedseer, may I present to you Ser Estinian, Ishgar's Azure Dragoon. 'Tis an honor to meet you, Ser Estinian. I have heard many tales of your order's extraordinary skill and courage. Friends, I feel it only right to inform you that we are not alone. The Mughals are all around us even as we speak, and I should imagine they are more than a little concerned by the horde of strangers that have descended upon their home. Mayhap now would be an opportune moment to introduce ourselves. This should serve. They're hiding, of course, but there are so many of them, Kupo. I am Kan-e-senna. My companions and I have braved the long road from the Twelves Wood to share words with you. On this occasion, the occasion of our first meeting, we bring an offering of light and wind. Toot toot. Ooh, such a gentle and pleasing glow, Kupo. I am Moglin, the chieftain of this Moogle clan. Chieftain Moglin, it is an honor to meet you. Greetings, I am Kuplokop, ambassador of the Twelfthwood Boogles. A Moogle from the world below. Your hide is of a different hue, but that palm is unmistakable. I might need a moment here, Kupo. My companions are no less surprised to learn of your existence here amongst the clouds. I hope they did not startle you overmuch in their eagerness to make your acquaintance. Full well can I imagine your wariness. I am told that men have not walked here in nigh on 1,000 winters. Mayhap you will forgive them their forwardness when I unfold to you the grave matter which first brought them into your midst. My companions crave an audience with the great worm Hreisvelger, so that they might negotiate an end to the war twixt man and dragon. An end to war, you say? I trust you, Kan-e-senna. The light of peace shines brightly within your soul. But I'm afraid the same cannot be said of your friends. To be plain, we did not hide ourselves because they were the first of your kind to be seen here in 1,000 years. Well, not only because of that, we hid because we smelled dragon blood. These skies are home to many, many dragons. While some crave peace, such as Hreisvelger, many others crave the opposite, such as Nidhogg. Suffice it to say, we are worried that the presence of your blood-spattered warrior friends will attract the attention of the nastier kind and invite destruction into our happy home. Now just a moment, chieftain. Pennifer here may have doled out the odd thrashing or two, but it's always been for a really good reason. She is a champion of the Twelvewood Moogles, and I'll not hear her good name slandered. Now, Ambassador, let's not ruffle each other's fur. I shall of course take your testimony into consideration. If I may, chieftain, there is little room for trust twixt strangers. Might we not take this opportunity to learn more of each other? An excellent suggestion, Kupo. In the interest of fostering friendship and keeping an eye on you, I extend to you the hospitality of Mogholm. Prove yourselves worthy of our assistance and it will be yours. I shall be watching, Kupo. Tell me, in the world down below, do all of your kind look so different from one another? It must be terribly disconcerting. What was it Kuplokop called you again? Panafer? Hmm. Your name there is odd of your appearance. Have you ever considered a nice Moogle name? Moglin is taken, by the way, Kupo. As are Moghan, Mogmug, and Mogwin. These being the names of the three wise Moogles who will administer the momentous challenges that I have devised to measure your worth. I call them the Trials of Trustworthiness. Undertake these trials, and we shall soon see whether or not you are worthy of our aid. Hello, yes, I am Moghan, the foremost alchemist in Mogholm, if you must know. If your tummy's gloopy or your wings are droopy, I have a potion to fix that. Or I would if I didn't keep running out of ingredients. Luckily, you're here to do my trial. Yes, go forth, mighty adventurer, and mightily pluck 3 sprigs of cloud's breath for me. You'll find it blooming near the entrance to Isle Tome. It's not the safest of places, so don't let yourself be too distracted by the pretty flowers. Hmm? Yes, you have the pleasure of speaking with Mogmug. I know, I am the fluffiest, most enchanting creature you've ever laid eyes upon, Kupo. It isn't easy being this adorable. I can barely take a stroll outside without those relentless Dravanians throwing themselves at me. Why, they look as if they might just gobble me up. In any case, fleeing their overbearing adulation is growing a bit tiresome. The trial, madame, is this. Find these ardent archaeosaurs and slap some manners into them, Kupo. Perhaps a firm smack on the snout will teach them to appreciate my charm from afar. Mogwin is the name and art is my game. When it comes to painting, there are none in Mogholm who can match my talent with the brush, Kupo. I know why you have come. Chieftain Moglin has demanded that I test your trustworthiness, but as I trust no one to create art that will satisfy me, I instead charge you with retrieving a masterpiece I seem to have misplaced. It was an ambitious and innovative work, guaranteed to fetch at least 4 Kupo nuts on the open market. You must find it, question the masses. Surely a pebble painted with such vibrant color and unmistakable panache cannot have escaped the notice of every Moole in Mogholm. Mogwin is missing his masterpiece? Oh, you mean that paint-smeared mess of a pebble? I have not seen it recently, a fact for which my eyes are profoundly grateful. Make sure Mogwin has misplaced his masterpiece? Oh, happy day. If I am the swifter in finding it, I will soon have a genuine Mogwin for the price of a little perspiration. Honestly, who has 4 Kupo nuts just lying about to spend on such luxuries? I don't. Not even sure what a Kupo nut is. I don't know much about his stone, but I do know Mogwin's been creeping out the back way to Som'al Summit from time to time. Maybe he left it up there. Well, what did you find out, Kupo? Ah, yes. Now that you mention it, I do seem to recall leaving my pebble out in the sun to dry. Ahem. The second part of your trial commences. Go, adventurer, and retrieve my masterpiece before some art-starved admirer swipes the stone for himself. Okay, get a pebble, kill some dinosaurs, get some plants. Easy. Ah. Okay, that was easy. We splat. You were able to humble my Dravanian devotees? Wonderful. You are as capable as I am captivating, Kupo. Still, my precious perfection does not excuse those louts from pursuing me so mercilessly, their tongues lolling and bellies rumbling. The, the, the Dravanians and their ilk have much to learn about acceptable acts of admiration. Do you have it, Kupo? Is my masterpiece safe? Yes, this is my work. Is it not exquisite? We call it Contemplations of Zenith. Thank you, madame. Last, I can exchange my art for those delectable Kupo nuts. Chieftain Muglin will hear this valorous deed. Did you have any trouble finding Cloud's breath? I do need it quite urgently, you know. Oh yes, these are perfect, Kupo. Now I have the main ingredient for my pump tonic. Speaking of which, how are you feeling, miss? Should you ever fear your palm losing its bounce, then I'm your Moogle, Kupo. Jennifer, if that is what you insist on calling yourself, you have completed the trials of trustworthiness administered by the taskmasters Moghan, Mogmug, and Mogwin. During these grueling tests of character, I closely observed your conduct as well as that of your companions. And I am decided, Kubo. Gather your friends before me now so that I need not repeat myself needlessly. Are these trials over, then? My tasks have been little more than household chores. If our hosts elect not to grant their aid after working us like packed chocobos, I shall demand compensation in Kupo nuts out of principle. But I hope it will not come to that. Let us hear the chieftain's verdict, shall we? I'll go to your trials, warrior light. I myself have been sent on a number of expeditions to chastise the local dragon population. Did not their chieftain wish to avoid inflaming their Dravanians? Such contradictions aside, our hosts seem entranced by the height of my leap, then compared me to Mog, a lance-wielding Moogle warrior of Eld who also favored such attacks. 'Twas meant as a compliment, I expect, but I doubt these furry lumps could outleap a curricle lamb, much less a dragoon. Conclude your business here swiftly, Pennifer. I like not this place. Standing here in Mogholm, my thoughts turn inevitably to the legend of good King Mogomog XII in his seat in the heavens. Like most, I thought it no more than a myth, a story for younglings that grew with the telling, but with every passing moment I become more certain that we have discovered the origin of the tale. Full eager am I to hear what the chieftain has to say. We've become such friends, Kupo. My Moogle cousins love to sing and dance as much as I do. Chieftain Moglin has finally come to a decision, has he? Well, I suppose I'd better flutter open and see him then. What sorcery is this, that my heart should stare at mere fluffiness? Jennifer, I was... no matter, what is it? Chieftain Moglin has made his decision? Well, let us not keep him waiting then. Never have I seen such determined workers, Kupo. It would have taken us moons to complete all those dreary chores and niggling errands. And have our labors proven the purity of our intentions, Chieftain? Without a doubt. In fact, there was never really all that much doubt to begin with. You were, after all, already friends with a fellow Moogle. But you see, before any meeting with Hraesvelgr could take place, certain preparations needed to be made. And what better way to help you pass the time than by having you perform all the tiresome tasks that no one ever wants to do? Oh dear. The horn! Bring out the horn! Quickly now! We blow on this wondrous instrument whenever we wish to speak with the Great Worm, Kupo. We, uh, we haven't perhaps been treating it with the care it deserves of late, and I think Moghan may have sat on it, so we needed some time for cleaning and polishing and straightening. No lasting harm done, though. Now you simply head to the zenith, the worm's dwelling to the west, and give the horn a good toot. We are in your debt, chieftain. Thanks to your noble gift, we shall finally have a chance to plead our case to Hraesvelgr. Very possibly, yes. But I wouldn't get my hopes up too high, Kupo. The old worm isn't terribly fond of, Your concern is appreciated, but I'm quite certain that Hraesvelgr will welcome our overtures. Should we ever arrive at his lair, come. We have squandered enough time already. Chieftain Moglin, we thank you for your gracious hospitality. Though we must soon take our leave, I pray that we may continue to nurture the shoots of this new-sprung friendship twixt earth and sky. Of course, Kupo. Visit us whenever you wish. Consider Mogholm your home amongst the clouds. Thanks for the help, Kupo. I doubt I would ever have found time for all those rotten chores. Hey, it wasn't my idea. If the chieftain had spent a little less time sitting about and a little more time chieftaining, things would never have gotten so messy in the first place. And he was the one who sat on the horn, by the way. But now all the errands are done and the horn is fixed, so all is well that ends well, eh? Well, I expect you're eager to be on your way. Did I mention your friend was looking for you, Kupo? If not, Alphinaud was looking for you. I'll be waiting just outside, stretching my wings. Let me know when you're ready to depart. To the best of my knowledge, we have all that we need for a trip to the Zenith, and I believe the Elder Seedseer and her retinue will soon be making the journey back to Redania. It would be remiss of us, I think, not to convey our gratitude to them prior to going our separate ways, shall we? Alphinaud, Pennifer, I do humbly thank you for what has been a most enlightening experience. Were it not for your pioneering spirit, the existence of these Mughals might never have been revealed to us. 'Tis we who should be thankful, Elder Seedseer. Were it not for your timely diplomacy, they would never have chosen to reveal themselves at all. And 'twas your presence, Kuplo Kop, that ultimately won us their trust. It must have taken great courage to leave the sanctuary of the Twelveswood, and we are exceedingly glad that you did. It was my pleasure, Kupo. I've made so many new friends and have so many fantastic tales to tell my kinsmoogles back home. And it is to our home that we must now return. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal, my friends. Safe journey, Elder Seatsier. We too must be on our way. Reisfelger awaits. Warrior Light. Pray attend closely to your companion Sarastinian. Beneath its stoical facade, a storm of anguish seethes unseen. Have you said your goodbyes and dabbed away your tears, Kupo? And we are indeed ready to go. As Chieftain Moglin already explained, the shiny instrument we gave you is the best means of grabbing Hreisvelger's attention. I'll come along and show you the way to Zenith. That's the big place where you need to blow the horn. First things first, though, we need to make for Asa. Oh, and watch out for rampaging dragons. Maybe that should have been the first thing, Kupo. Oh boy, a fate. Okay, I got through the fate without having to fight. I am pulling aggro on these little pests. Can't catch me, Rexy. or northeast. Things were a bit bitey for a while there, but I think we've arrived in one piece, Kubo. I wonder what has the dragons so awfully snappy. I mean, the bad ones are always bad, but they seem worse than usual. We may have a small problem, Kupo. When the winds are high like this, Reisfelger invariably abandons his lofty perch and heads to the lands below to hunt. If you tried blowing the horn now, I doubt he'd hear it. I suggest we stop at the clearing up ahead and rest until the wind dies down. This should do nicely, Kubo. The winds will likely have died down by tomorrow, but until then, we might as well make ourselves comfortable. And if we must interrupt our journey so close to its end, I suppose this place is as good as any. Mayhap a brief respite from the hardships of the road will help to clear our minds in readiness for the coming parley. Very well then, I believe campfire is in order. Leave the gathering of fuel to me. I acquired a keen nose for firewood during my time in the frozen wastes of Cursus. Clear our minds. 'Tis Master Alphino whose mind needs clearing. The thought of meeting a great worm in the flesh has befuddled the boy. Did you see him stroll away as if these ruins were not crawling with deadly beasts? Follow him, Pennifer, and see that the wildlife does not make a meal of our young friend. We will have the camp ready by the time we return. Okay, let's push through a fate. As I do not want to do fate. Quick little BRB. I see I was right to worry about the boy's safety. Once Alphino returns with the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled the pot with what looked like stew ingredients ready for the fire. Well, I wouldn't call her Ice Queen. She's no Weiss Schnee. Ah, few things compared to the simple pleasure of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making. Ah, so speaks the great explorer. Until recently, you wouldn't have recognized firewood if it came with kindling in a flint. 'Tis well you instructed me so patiently then. But yes, left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal to Ysayle the pile of damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Charlatan dignitary, and, alongside my twin, became the youngest student ever to be accepted into the studium. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers, how ignorant of mine own shortcomings. That hubris invited manipulation and betrayal, and led to the downfall of the Scions. We, all of us, are guilty of similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives, never knowing what it is that they fight for, never questioning that which they've been taught to believe. 'Twas only upon meeting Hreisvalr that I learned the truth hidden within our history. Were it not for that chance encounter, I would never have vowed to tear down the Holy See and expunge the falsehoods with which it fans the flames of conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance. That the truth has driven me to do terrible things, I cannot deny, but I would rather sin in the pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous for perpetuating a needless war. If this journey has taught me anything, it is the importance and difficulty of holding to one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance with knowledge. You are well on your way, Master Alphino. At your age, I was but a fool, swinging a spear with scarcely a thought in my head. Even now, I struggle to acknowledge the misconceptions under which I have labored. Sitting here, amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But for all that such an age existed, we are now in a time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him. I may be ignorant of how the Dragonsong War began, but if we do not put an end to this conflict now, I can say for a certainty that it will only breed more vengeful souls such as mine. In my hands resides the power to vanquish a great worm. If Ishgard's survival rests on me wielding that power, I will slay Nidhogg myself, orders or no. Estinian, you gave your word. My word is contingent upon the success of our parley. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Iceheart. Convince Hreisvalr of the righteousness of your cause. Doubt not but that I shall, Dragoon. Well, winds willing, we shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now, and face our fate with the rising of the sun. The campfire was so cozy, I must have fallen asleep, Kupo. But do you feel how the winds have shifted? They will have blown Hreisvalr back to the skies above the zenith, I am sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with the toot on that shiny horn. So, I'll be heading back now, if it's all the same to you. Good luck, Kupo, it was nice knowing you. Kinda sounds like you expect me to get eaten and or murdered? Well, I have no plans on becoming dragon food or a pile of viscera on the ground. Ooh, either right, let's go. Oh, the horn plays dragon song. That's cool. Forgot about that. Dragon tales, something, something, dragon tales.
Svelga. By the 12. Mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be?
Svelga, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth. The truth about your past. About Shiva. But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me. I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn.
Boy, oh boy.
Then the spirit that answered me.
Be that as it may, Lord Hraesvelga, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real, and it has borne us this far. We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
Sith more i ratatoska nisheg ed, for always in dar. Kal eikmon thorn en jui, ale fei in leita, working ushkin in. San es shisnishka, stadrana Snowdoan kill uteda maas mornish.
Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
Mixai eski listahin, non miki shisikin, kua ala ein el. Sai an usi an thon nizeg. Non wo I alamon a. Skor esk nik I es. Nes so I an on in, do in an, olodram.
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Sale, born I nesh I ratatoska kin for elna. Sith is nesh dokin an.
Then, the seed lies within us.
Is ros esh idran, oloson I nizeg, non nish I es diedran en, wa ulwa skola es alakin el andranken, mondo.
Ye gods! I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain!
War ulmon ala as drapo. Kawol smain kol su thrahal seskmoni se an in kilizeg.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
In ice in drapo, ale inia in.
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Jam an, lis as an in, en la tu ole ul in an hes isu. Smosk for non lis skål ilens skål.
Racefelger was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped of power, the will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I misliked what he said. So far did we travel, even unto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course.
Well, what do you propose we do now? I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east.
What is there to be found in the east?
Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, is said to lie in that direction. And the eye tells me he is near.
You cannot still mean to slay him.
You cannot still mean to stop me. I have been true to my word, and aided you in this fool's errand with Hraesvelgr. But your efforts at parley have come to naught, Lady Iceheart. I would see Ishgard saved, and for that, Nidhogg must die.
With the tale of our ancestors' vile betrayal yet ringing in your ears, you speak of continuing this war?
Nay, lady. I would but pierce its vengeful heart. When Nidhogg dies, this war shall die with him.
A moment, Estinian. You yourself spoke of the Great Worm's strength, that you believed him powerful enough to raise your city to the ground. How then are we few to challenge him? Even behind the stout walls of Ishgard, with an army of knights manning the defenses, our victory would be hard won. Yet you propose to contend with the beast in his own lair.
In close combat, this will afford us an advantage. And if the tales are true, the Warrior of Light has bested many an invincible foe. But such speculation is meaningless if we cannot even find the worm. Our first task must be to seek out Nidhogg's lair.
The story of this nation grows bloodier by the moment. Must death always be answered with more of the same?
Such is the way of things, I fear. I shall consider it a miracle if mine armor is not stained crimson ere this conflict is ended.
I should be blinded by my own lies. Everything I believed, everything I thought I was, gone. All gone.
Leave her. Your words will not reach her now. And we have not the time to wait for her to gather up the pieces of her shattered faith.
Okay. I think today's objective will be Fantasy Airy. I was intending on clearing through to the vault, but I'm kind of feeling not super well. No, we will do the area instead, because that's a few quests away, I think. And also, we need one more Aether Current now, which is... I'll get that eventually. Not in any hurry to do flying here. Still gotta go do all the quests. This will be a bit of a shorter stream, but perfectly fine with short for today. I want to kindly step in my circle of pain. Two side quests there. I'm sure we'll get side quests around the Zenith, probably. Aries probably. Oh right, mount speed's increased here, so I could use any mountain. I'll be going just as fast. Which is nice if we get mount speed increases. That's... Okay, that's the last Aether Current. Let's go. Now I don't have to look for any more. Yep. 4. Okay, not gonna help me, that's fine.
Is that it?
Aye, that would be the Airy. I feel Nidhogg's presence through the eye, his caustic hatred gnawing at my soul. 'Twould seem the death of his consort has put him on guard. Mark how he wards his lair with tempestuous winds.
A similar barrier once barred our entrance to the Primal Garuda's domain, until we discovered the means by which it could be penetrated. Mayhap it is time we called upon Master Garland.
Yes, Sid. Let's
It'll be just
go.
like the good old days, no?
Force of sufficient power to break through Primal's defenses might conceivably grant us access to the Airy. And I can offer no better solution. Pray consult this engineer friend of yours. Very well, on the condition that you swear not to lure Nidhogg from his lair in our absence. And steal all the glory for myself, you mean? Nay, I am not so selfish as that. Contact me by Link Pearl when your preparations are complete and we shall set forth from Ishgard together. I suggest we rendezvous back at St. Rene's Forum. From what I gleaned of the Holy See's decidedly ambitious airship project, Sid will still be in Ishgard. God, I need to sell all of this. Okay, that doesn't look bad. Glamour it anyways. When last you saw Master Garland, he was advising the Ishgardians on their ailing airship, correct? In that case, he might still be at Camp Cloudtop. Failing that, we could try the airship landing or mayhap even the Scostium manufactory. But let us not waste time searching aimlessly. Someone in the city is sure to know where to find him. The question is who? Sir Aymeric would seem the obvious choice, but there is no guaranteeing he will be able to grant us an audience at short notice. Ah, I have it. Count Edmond's youngest son prides himself on knowing all of the Holy See's juiciest rumors. Let us return to the manor and see if Lord Manelaine is about. I would take the long way to the manor, because I have stuff to sell. Gear doesn't need any repairing. Actually, no, I like the glamour appearance of that. So. Actually, that's not bound to me. I could sell it on the market board. Get rid of that. And there. Inventory cleaned up. Nice and tidy. The hero returns. How goes the fight, old girl? Well, I trust? In search of a Sid Garland, you say? Then say no more. The taverns are full of talk, and the name of the said silver-haired genius has cropped up more often than most. I hear he has been tasked with getting that monstrous airship the Holy See commissioned to actually fly. It would seem the project has been plagued with mishaps from the first. In any case, Garland Ironworks employees are known to frequent the airship landing, and I'll wager the master does too. The airship landing? Yes, I thought as much. Come, Pennifer, we must find Sid and trouble him for his expert opinion. Don't mind if I do. I love getting to see Sid. Both Sid, the Sid with a C and Sid with an S. Pennifer, Alphino, how fare ye both? Not terribly well, judging your faces? Greetings, Master Garland. I am sure will come as little surprise when I tell you we have need of a favor. Another wind barrier, and you say it was conjured by Nidhogg? The Enterprise could certainly take you where you need to go, but she would not fare well against dragons. She's agile for a ship her size, but not that agile. The Dravanians would fly rings around her. And if they took it into their hands, into the head and center of the rigging, there would be precious little we could do to avoid them. But there must be something we can do. Some manner of weapon we could employ. Stinian stands vigil at the edge of the churning mists, but we do not know how much longer. Alright. I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was impossible for the Enterprise. We need a smaller boat. Biggs, Wedge, it's time we give that new toy of yours a proper field test. It's probably best if I let the lad show you. Come on, the manufacturer is not far. Oh, the little project's just inside. Oh, you're going to like this one.
Feast your eyes upon our latest and greatest feat of engineering. We call it a mana cutter.
Hey, yo.
After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me struck out on our own for a bit, and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco.
Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design has plainly rubbed off on them.
They've been
adapted the principles of corrupted crystal technology and constructed a mechanism which converts ether from its surroundings into elemental wind. Said wind is then harnessed by the specially engineered sails, providing the craft with propulsion and lift. All in all, a most elegant solution. I'm actually a little upset that I didn't think of it myself.
The design does, however, come with one small flaw.
The energy conversion ratio is bloody awful. To generate enough power to get you off the ground, you need to be in an area awash with predominantly wind-aspected ether.
In other words, there are a few places you can fly, lots of places you can't.
The new Ishgardian airship hasn't left the boys much time for tinkering, meaning it may be a while before this particular project takes off, if you'll forgive the pun.
Tataru, what's happened?
I've been looking all over for you. There's been word from Aldar. It's about Her Grace the Sultana.
It seems you're required elsewhere. Leave the Mana Cutter with us. We'll see that she's airworthy and suitably equipped to slice through those winds. You, meanwhile, should concentrate on providing Raoban and the Sultana whatever help they need.
General Raoban says they may have uncovered the Sultana's whereabouts. And he wants you, which I mean both of you, to go to the Waking Center. Come, Pennifer, pressing though Ishgard's plight may be, our presence here will not serve to hasten the Mana Cutter's completion. Let us return to the troubled lands with Thanalan and lend what aid we may. The Waking Sands again. Tataru, have our friends at the congregation send a message to Instinian. Tell him we have identified a solution to our problem, but that it will take some time to prepare. Great, the Waking Sands. Cringe.
Thank you for coming.
No thanks are necessary, General. I trust your recuperation continues apace.
I cannot complain. Thanks to Higiri and her ministrations, I've regained much of the strength I lost during my imprisonment.
I gather you have made progress in the search for Her Grace.
some good fortune at last. A few days past, Dulala informed us that a sizable shipment of alchemical supplies had been delivered to the palace.
With Papa Shan's assistance, I set out to ascertain the source and nature of the shipment. My inquiries led me to Frondale's frontistery. There, I learned that an order had been placed for a curious substance designed to sustain patients trapped in death-like slumber. An invention of the former head alchemist, apparently.
A death-like slumber? This cannot be a coincidence.
It lends some weight to Dulala's claims, aye. Her Grace is likely somewhere within the palace, abed but alive.
Before making any attempt to extricate the Sultana, however, it seemed prudent to learn what manner of substance was used to induce her torpor. To that end, I made inquiries as to the whereabouts of the one most like to have administered it. The lady-in-waiting, Muriel. We sent for you as soon as we learned of her location. All that remains is to apprehend the woman.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna wake up the Sultana.
We shall find our cat's paw in the Silver Bazaar. But we must tread carefully. The market is not the bustling place it once was, and someone is sure to mark our coming. Should they inform the monetarists, we'll have a fight on our hands. We must be prepared for the worst, and being short an arm, I thought it wise to take another in its stead. What say you, Warrior of Light?
Oh,
Will you lend me
gladly.
yours? Then I pity the bastard that stands in our way. Come, my friends, for Nanamo and for Uldar!
Hoorah! Our target is Muriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting, a woman of Midlander heritage. I am told the two of you have met. Our sources indicate that she left the palace shortly after the incident and quietly rejoined the dwindling population of the Silver Bazaar. I suggest we begin by questioning the market's residents and confirm that Muriel is still in hiding there. Very good idea. Muriel? Aye, she's here. Left the city for good, she says. Barely leaves her house, though. It's the one closest to the market entrance. Okay. And what brings you to our lonely little hamlet? I believe the arrival of your entourage just about doubled our population. Looking for Mariel, you say? If you're hoping to lure her back to Ul'dah, you may as well give up now. The girl's done with city life. Oh no, that's just a side quest. You are who I need to talk to. Do I know any returning residents? Gods, don't tell me they're starting to come back. My masters will not be pleased to hear of this. This? Aha.
You are Meriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting?
I know no one of that name. Pray excuse me. General Alden.
We will have the truth from you, girl.
You.
Mayhap it would be better coming from me.
Lonorito, you'd best talk fast.
As you know, Teleji Adeleji's Cartano reclamation mill was no more than a facade. A means to get his grubby little hands on that Allagan monstrosity Omega. When he learned of Nanamo's intention to abdicate, however, he was forced to amend his plans. Suddenly, assassination seemed the most promising way to further his ambitions. I am told Teleji had discovered a maid in whose veins ran the blood of House Thorn. A new, more pliable puppet to sit the throne. 'Twould have caused an uproar, of course, but few could have contested her claim. Twas plain that Teleji's wild machinations had outgrown our ability to control them. So I decided to usurp his scheme and left the fool to seal his own demise.
And what of Nanamo?
Oh, I have no desire to harm her grace. 'Twould profit me little to destabilize our government. Thus did I employ young Mariel here to administer a potent sleeping potion in place of a poison. You should know, General, that your dear friend Ilberd was fully aware of my plan. I had him lie about the assassination as a means to prime your rage against Teleji. We weren't entirely sure how you would react, but things went rather better than expected.
You conniving little worm! You had your claws in the Crystal Braves before their first recruit had sworn to serve!
But of course, when a new game begins, 'tis only prudent to have a piece on the board. Ilberd was mine. Truth be told, a significant proportion of the Braves' initial endowment was also mine. With such large sums moving about, 'twas a rather trifling matter to disguise my own contribution. I secured his services with a promise to support his cause once my authority had been solidified. I swear, the man thinks of naught but prizing Alamigo from the grasp of the Empire. Unlike you, General, the poor fellow seems quite unable to forsake the land of his forefathers. Mayhap that's why he called you a traitor to your people and a disgrace to your homeland, amongst other things. What was it he always compared you to? Oh, yes, an overgrown lapdog begging for scraps at the Sultana's table. Oh, how we laughed. Alas, Ilbird's entertaining little outbursts eventually gave way to wearisome tirades, and the zealous brute became rather unruly. I had no wish to see you executed, you understand, but he would not take no for an answer. Rest assured, his employment with me has long since ended. Which brings us neatly to the present. What say you, General? Both you and the Sultana are alive. We have one corpse and one fugitive, and preparations have been made to restore your good name. Shall we cry quits and start again with a blank ledger?
The hells we will! Do you honestly expect me to forgive and forget? After all you've done? You're guilty of high treason!
Stay your blade, Master Alden. You yourself are not innocent. Or have you forgotten your own crime in executing Teledji Adeledji without trial? Though you acted out of loyalty to the Sultana, such deeds are in violation of both the word and spirit of the law. If you would, Lord Lolorito?
This potion will wake the Sultana from her slumber. Consider it a gesture of conciliation. You will find her grace resting comfortably within her private chambers. Should you doubt my word, I shall willingly accompany you to the palace as your hostage.
I like not your motives, Lolorito. But you saved the Sultana's life, and for that, you have my gratitude.
Rauban Aldin, you are hereby reinstated as General of the Immortal Flames. The citizens of Ul'dah shall once more be united under Nanamo Ul'Namo, and together we shall usher in a new age of prosperity.
Isa 12. I feared Lord Lolorito's arrival would herald another bloodbath. but told that I should expect that he of all people would gift us the means to arouse the Sultana. Shall we also make our way to Ulda? I should imagine Bartholomew has been instructed to admit us.
I was having the longest dream.
"'Tis time to wake up, Your Grace. Another day begins in Thanalan, and the sun blazes bright upon the sands. Her Grace is awoken. The palace physician assures me she is none the worse for her slumber. I believe Her Grace will soon resume her plans to place the government of Ulda into the hands of its citizens. Whatever path she chooses to take, I shall walk it with her. And we shall tread slowly, lest the nation be unsettled in our wake.
Her Grace's compassion is a shining beacon to us all. But what our city truly thrives upon is competition. 'Tis in the struggle against our rivals that opportunities are seized and fortunes made. And with the Empire on the offensive once more, now would hardly seem the time to turn our system of government upon its head.
Are you privy to new intelligence, my lord?
I would hardly call it new. Remind me, what was the name of that enormous Imperial warship which met its end in Mordona? Oh, wait, I have it. The Agrias. Yes, well, 'twould appear that the Garleans have been hard at work on another such vessel.
How close are they to completing this ship? Is it operational?
Its maiden flight was a success, I hear. I should imagine Emperor Varys is eager to see how it performs in battle. My lords and ladies, I move that it is time to repair the damage caused by Teleji Adeleji and prepare our great nation to repel the Empire once more.
"'Tis well that the Sultana has awoken. The Syndicate yet needs to put its house in order, but 'twould seem the worst of the confusion has passed. Uldar has taken control of its future, and I must do the same. I have decided to disband the Crystal Braves. Among the recruits, there were those who supported our Order's goals and convictions with all sincerity. 'Tis my hope that these loyal men and women will choose to remain our allies in the battles to come. As for those who sided with the traitor, Ilberd, they shall be hunted down and held to account for their crimes. It is my earnest hope that they will surrender themselves peaceably when the time comes, though I think it unlikely. Ah, my all-conquering Crystal Braves. The model army meant to pave the way for a single unified Grand Company of Eorzea. That so high an ideal should be brought so low. I need not tell you how deeply the betrayal stung me, yet I see now that it was mine own naivety and pride which allowed the Braves to fall prey to corruption. As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Like you, I mean to stand firm in the face of hardship and give mine all for the cause. Let us resume the search for our missing comrades, that we might come together to shine the light of dawn across the realm once more. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill, and I shall play it no longer. Henceforth, I shall be no more or less than Alfino, proud
I blush to speak thus of mine inner turmoil, but the fact remains there is no woman alive in whom I would rather confide. Were it not for your shining example, I might never have emerged from beneath the pall of my despair. Still no word from Master Garland. I hope this mana cutter of theirs is nearing completion. I am assured that Her Grace will make a full recovery. I, and Ulda too, shall flourish once more. General Roban and his colleagues have matters well in hand, I believe. Lady Yugiri, a question, if I may. I believe your people have been keeping a close watch on the Crystal Braves. Might you know how things stand at the Rising Stones? Yes, of course. You will be pleased to know that the 3rd Unit Braves abandoned Revenant's Toll when they learned of Captain Ilbert's defeat. The only blue uniforms to be seen there now are those worn by soldiers loyal to you, Master Alphino. To me, I see. I'm grateful to hear that at least some of our members were true to their oaths. Ere we return to Ishgard, I must go to the Rising Stones and thank these stalwarts for their service. It shall be my final act as Crystal Brave Commander. Would you join me, Pennifer? You were there at the company's inception. 'Tis only fitting that you be present at its end. And I would appreciate the support. Commander, you're alive! And Pennifer too. I knew you'd scrape through. My splendid Crystal Braves, I have wronged you, all of you. My promises of glory and salvation have brought you naught but blood and betrayal. Bah, you'll not hear us complaining. 'Twas a sight messier than expected, aye, but we were still fighting for the freedom of all, just like we swore. Ain't that right, mates? You humble me. I am truly blessed to have such steadfast comrades. It is with the utmost profound regret, then, that I must... That's enough for that, Commander. We know what you've a mind to say, and we ain't having none of it. We've talked it over, see, and we're all agreed. You can take our uniforms and strip us of our ranks, but we won't be no less of a company. But the Crystal Braves... The Crystal Braves may be finished, but the ideals upon which the company was founded live on. They bind us to each other and to you. Commander, Alphino, our minds are made up, so you may as well get used to it. Let us help the Scions. Let us help you find Minfili and the others. My friends, after all that has happened, I know not what to say. No, I should change my glasses to be silver, just like my VTuber wears. Bop, bop. There we go. Excuse me, I had thought my tears spent. Grandfather used to say that one could measure a man by the constancy of his comrades. Mayhap I am the exception which proves the rule. Nay, do not protest, I know that I am not worthy of their loyalty, Pennifer. But as Thaliak is my witness, I shall do everything in my power to earn it. I'm Speak of future plans with the remaining Braves. Any information we uncover on the missing scions will need to be shared with their allies across the realm. Specifically, Urian J in the Waking Sands and Tataru in Ishgard. While we are organizing our various channels of communication, I would ask that you call upon Master Garland at the manufactory. I hope to join you in Ishgard as soon as I am able. Okay, this will be where we cut stream actually. Thought I might have been able to hold on for a bit longer, but I need to just relax the day away. So I'll march up to Sid, and that'll be that. Which means next Sunday we will do the Airy and the Vault and potentially the end of Heavensward, because it's not too far out. Okay. That was a fun stream though, we made progress. And so, I'll be streaming again tomorrow. Me and my friend Gadget. We're gonna be playing Cursed Halo. It'll be amazing. And so, until then, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember, Big Sis loves you.